All righty. Well, welcome everybody to our weekly team Zoom. We're so excited to have you guys on. This is something that we usually do on Thursday nights, but last week we were at this awesome event that we're going to talk to you guys about today, and then this next week is Thanksgiving, so it's just kind of crazy. So we figured we'll just get 2 weeks done in one this week, hit it on Monday, and then we'll be back to our normal schedule next week. So we're super excited to have you guys on. If anybody's new, does not know us, my name is Crystal Pearl. I'm one of your ambassador Diamond uplines. My husband Josh Pearl, and we have the Treats on with us tonight. Are you on, Treats? We're here. Hey,
Sweet.
hey. This is Christina and Brad Treat. They'll introduce themselves to you in just a minute, but we are so excited to be on with you guys tonight. We just had the awesome opportunity to attend a phenomenal event in Las Vegas. It was all about network marketing and the power of network marketing, and it was an event that brought thousands and thousands. I think they said there was like 10,000 people there, right?
And then it was like over 100,000 that
live streamed.
Yeah.
Live streamed in. So just thousands and thousands of people that are just killing it in the network marketing profession, people who want to be super successful in the network marketing profession. And so it was really cool because we were able to really learn a lot of tips and tricks, and we got so many takeaways. I mean, honestly, and Christina and Brad, you guys are probably going to totally agree with me on this, but Josh and I were looking through our notebook, and I'm like, we're not going to even touch the tip of the iceberg here tonight. Like, there's so much information that we walked away with. And so we're excited to share with you guys a little bit about that. But definitely know that in the coming weeks, you're going to see a lot of live videos from us on Legacy. You'll probably see some YouTube videos from us on covering different things that we took away from this event, because we got so much stuff and we want to bring that to you. But again, there's no way we could cover it tonight. And also, we're finishing up our Black Friday sale on the skincare right now. So we don't want to be stuck on a Zoom for hours upon hours. We want you guys out there getting customers, because that is what's going to grow your paycheck. So, yeah, I'm excited. So
this event was absolutely incredible. What they did was they put together the top in our industry and put them on stage, and other entrepreneurs, and we got to hear over and over and over again what they're doing to become successful. You know, what have they done? So we had like, maybe 3, 4, 5 keywords that, ended up popping up and popping up and popping up, or a quote or a certain, word of inspiration or whatever. And it was just awesome. So we got a freaking full notebook here, just full of notes. So much that we're excited to share with you guys. For those of you that haven't been around for more than, the past 6 months, since September, it was bow season, and I got a little diluted with distraction, but I'll tell you what, Joshy is back and ready to freaking roll, baby.
No, we're excited. And that's, just to open, before we kind of dive into it, that really is something that was just such a good reminder of me. I won't even say it was an aha, because it's something that I already knew is, for the past couple weeks, we in our life have had a ton of distractions. We sold our house. We were living in a camper for a couple weeks. We moved into another house. We just broke ground on our new house. It's been crazy. Kids went back to school. All of this happened in a short amount of time. And it was distracting. And I feel like, I don't know if you felt like this, but it was just like, we got caught in the planning to plan stage, when it's just like, in reality, you just need to get out there and do it. And so, the power of events are so huge, because events are where it is at. I am telling you, if you want to be successful in this business, you have to be at events. Every single top leader on that stage that spoke about how they were successful, and I'm talking 6 and 7 figure income earners.
We're talking freaking Pitbull, dude.
Pitbull. But they talked about how events are such a necessary part of your business. And I'll tell you, it just really helps you to see what you have your hands on. So for those of you that are on this Zoom and you have not yet got your conference ticket, I am telling you, please do whatever you can do to get to that event, because it's going to absolutely change your business. It's going to absolutely change your life. But I am more passionate about events after the one we just came out of, because I felt it. I felt that fire, and it got me so excited for what's to come with conference and what this year is going to be like at conference. And events are really where the business goes from your head to your heart. And once it's in your heart, that's when nothing can stop you, and you will be unstoppable in this industry and with it work. So, I said it in the post, but I have never in my life been more excited about the industry we are in and the company that we are blessed to be a part of, because It Works is going big, big places. And it is just such a privilege to be here with you guys on this team, because we have big plans for where this team is going this year, and we're so excited to take you guys with us. So
I like what you said there. It goes from your head to your heart, but it goes back to your head again, because once once your head finds out why you really want it, it's going to figure a way to get you there, no matter what it is. So we're pumped up right now.
Yeah, and just on that too, just really quick, and then we'll hop into it. Lisa Grossman, that was up there when we were talking about events, she had said something. She had said, you don't have to go to your corporate events, but plan on it setting your business back 2 years. And what events are and what conferences, it's something to accelerate your business. So if you want to move fast in this business, you have big plans for your future. Something that was said, I think they said it takes you, 10 years, 5 years or 10 years to really master this game?
5 years.
5 years. And so she said, by not going to events, you better not think that your business is going to be where it needs to be in 5 years. You should put that out further. Mm-hmm. And so events are so powerful, so powerful. Okay, so let's hop right into it. Christine and Brad, do you guys want to introduce yourselves? Do you guys want to start? We kind of just blew up on everybody there.
So on your introduction, you got to give them a woo.
All right. Well, I don't even know what they're talking about.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I just want to say that we had the best time ever. It was so much fun going to this event. We have never been to anything like it. It was incredible to see the power in one room and just where, like Crystal said, the industry is going. So it was incredible. We had a great time. But so I'm Christina Treat. This is my husband, Brad. We're Presidential Diamonds, and we've been in the business for, it'll be 7 years in March. I'm a full-time work-at-home mom of 4 babies, and we're busy. We are so busy. But I think the important thing is that I've been in the business. I've been through highs and lows, and I can tell you that we're right where we're supposed to be, and everything happens when it's supposed to happen and how it's supposed to happen for specific reasons. And so if you're brand new and you're starting this business and you are so excited, the best thing you can do for your business is get to conference. If you have been in the business for a little bit and your business maybe isn't where you want it to be, the best thing you can do is get to conference. You'll never go wrong by going to conference. You will expand and blow your network or your business just 10 times is what you normally would if you didn't go. And so, like Crystal said, not going to an event will definitely set your business back. I have never missed an event in the last, I think this will be my 5th year going, I think. I've been pregnant a couple times and complications, so I wasn't able to go in the beginning, but we will never miss conference. And so like Crystal said, it's powerful to be there. If you're new and you have a team that's new with you, all go together and share a room and get to that event, because I can tell you we're even having people in our room just to cut the cost for our team. And so do whatever you need to do to get there, because I can tell you it will change your entire life if you can make that happen. So
yeah. And we've said that too, no distributor left behind. So if you want to be there, reach out to us. We'll help you figure out a plan. We will be there.
Yes, absolutely.
Just kind of what I wanted to add to that was just the power of the event and just being around all the like-minded people. And, the events that I've been to is our corporate event. But it was just a different atmosphere, just the industry as a whole. I mean, you really get a good concept of where this industry is going and where it's headed, and just how much growth potential there is in this company. I mean, I think they talked in the room and just they had people stand up that were over, it was like, I think over 50 and over 100,000 a month or a year or something like that.
Yeah.
And it was just a ton of people stood up, and it just got me thinking that there's really no reason that any one of us can't be standing up in a room like that making $50,000 a month. I mean, the sky's the limit. And they kept talking over and over about the industry, and there's no other business. I think they said it was the average startup for a normal business is $65,000, and in our industry, in our company, it's $99, and that gets you a whole corporate staff behind you. So the entry to this business is incredibly cheap, but there is, with that, it's easy for people to get in, but to keep people motivated in that. But we just got to keep, this industry is going to the top, and this is where it's at. Tons of people said that if they had to do it over, just all the positive things about network marketing, and I can't remember them all right off the top of my head, but so that was pretty powerful to me, just to see all the people in the room and just where they're at, and just the positive things about network marketing and why they choose network marketing over any other business.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was so crazy. Do you want me just to go into my?
Yeah, just go ahead and hop right into it. We didn't have, you guys, Christina and I talked a little bit before this. We didn't have a lot of structure because we were like, there's so much stuff. So I just told her, you go ahead and pick 10 minutes worth of good stuff that you want to kind of drip on everybody about, and we'll kind of do the same. So yeah, Christina, why don't you just kind of go through it, and then we'll kind of go through our list after.
Okay, so like Crystal said, there's so much stuff, and between her and I think we're going to be giving you guys more, YouTube training, YouTube videos, things that we've learned. But my biggest thing that I'm going to share with you is something that I'm going to be transparent with you guys about, that I struggle with. And I think it's important for you guys to understand that it doesn't matter what position in the company or how long you've been in it. We all have struggles and things that we need to work on. And so my very biggest aha moment was, obviously I got to see Tony Robbins, which was huge, and Pitbull. Something that I never in my life dreamt of being able to do. And that was just incredible just in itself. But somebody I actually related to was a mom of 4. And I just was so intrigued by her. And it happens to be one of my weakest points, and it's time management. And just a couple little things that I want to share with you guys that she talked about that I think can make your business work better, and help you just kind of stay accountable and help you work your business in a smart way. And maybe these are things you've heard before, but I want to tell you because maybe I can be the cool aunt for you and you can hear it in a different way. So the biggest thing that I took away was that we all have obviously the same 24 hours in a day, and that we have the freedom right now to design our life and to design our future. And we decide and we choose how we want it to go and what we want to do with it. And for me, that's powerful because time's a gift and we can never get it back. And so the way that we use our time is so precious that we have to be smart with it. And a lot of you maybe are working full-time jobs. And this is something that we can understand and we can relate to, because my husband is still working full-time 40 hours a week outside of the home. And so for us, building this empire together, it's different than maybe what it would be like for Josh and Crystal. They are together doing this business, both of them full-time at home. And so we really kind of just wanted to set up a schedule of what we're going to do to be income producing. And so knowing that our time is just a gift and that we are responsible for what we do with our time. Nobody else is. So if Crystal enrolled you, Crystal can't tell you what to do with she can't force you to do things with your time. If I enrolled you, I can't force you to do the things with your time that we're recommending you to do. You have to be disciplined in this business. And the biggest thing I took out of it was that you need to treat this business like a job. And we hear it over and over and over again that we should treat this business like a business. But treating it like a job and going into your day, whatever your day might look like. I call it pure chaos every day. But I take it in because that's how my life is. And so going into my day, and if I were to tell my boss, like if I went into my job and I said, hey, I'm going to take off today and then I'm going to come back tomorrow and I want to still have my job. And maybe they say, okay, you have some PTO. Okay, well, I think I'm going to take off like 4 days and then I'm just going to come back. And then I'm going to take off another couple weeks and then I'm going to come back. What would happen? I wouldn't have a job. And so this business is exactly the same thing, but we're our own boss, which makes it 10 times harder because we don't hold ourselves accountable like we sometimes need to do. And for me, this is something that was a very, very big eye-opening, what they told me. I was sitting here thinking and I'm like, oh my gosh, they talk about a minute can turn into a day or an hour, and an hour can turn into a day, and a day can turn into a week, and a week can turn into a month. And pretty soon you've wasted all the holiday season because you're too busy. And so what I did was I came home and I'm like, okay, I need to get a grip on my life and I need to figure out where my time's going to go. And just knowing that we all have distractions. It doesn't matter if you work a full-time job or you're a full-time stay-at-home mom. You have distractions. And so knowing that I need to tell my time where to go and treat it like a job makes me realize that when I get up in the morning, I have to be the one that says, okay, Christina, you're either going to put in 10 minutes of messaging or you're not going to grow your business. Okay, Christina, you have 5 minutes while the kids are in the bathtub. You better get follow-up done in 5 minutes. And just those little bit of increments. And I think that's the biggest misconception is that in this business, when we say when I work this business full-time, I think people think that we work this business 40, 50, 60 hours a week. And that's just not the reality. I just don't do that. I'm smarter with my time because my time is valuable. And so taking your time, and we'll have to do a training on it because there was a way that you can track your time and points and all that kind of stuff. But just saying, okay, well, I only have right now in my 1 hour between my daughter decides she wants to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I don't know why, but I take it and I embrace it and I get up. And so during that time, I know that pretty much everyone else is quiet. So I know that I can do some follow-up from the night before from some posts that I did. And so just realizing what you can do during that time. And even if you don't want to be up at 5 o'clock in the morning, I'm not a morning person, but I do it because I know that's my time of 60 minutes of getting stuff done. And so maximizing your time and your performance during that time is, I think, so important. Would you be employing yourself in this business? And employing yourself, then you need to treat it like a business or like a job, not like a business. You need to have those hours and respect those hours because that's time you're not going to get back. This is one thing that was a really big quote that I really loved. It's what you're doing when nobody else is watching that will make a difference in your business. So if you don't have Crystal or I hanging over you and saying, hey, you guys, did you do your 10 minutes of messaging? Hey, did you do your follow-up this week? Hey, were you on the Zoom? Did you do your personal development? If you do those things without us checking in with you, then that's what's important because it's only yourself that you're hurting if you don't do these things. You're not hurting Crystal and I. We want it for you and we want you to succeed, but the reality is that you signed up for yourself and for a specific reason. And whatever that reason is, you have to make sure that you're being true to yourself and that you're saying, okay, you're right, Christina, I am putting in five hours a week. I can do 7 hours a week. And just being aware that you have to be a tough boss. You have to look at the situation and say, you know what? I didn't do what I was supposed to do during this time. And that's really, I think, going to open up your mind to say, I need to do more. You need to get specific with your goals, and you need to get specific with your goals for your team. And you need to tell your team, okay, this is what we're going to do as a team. Where are you going to be? And what do you need to do to get to that next position? Also, you have to live your life out loud. If you're living your life out loud, you're going to see results because people, and I have people on my team that tell me this all the time, that they love the company and they love It Works, but they didn't join for specifically just the products or just It Works. They joined because they saw something in my life through me that they wanted to be a part of. And I think we're sometimes so afraid to live our life out loud because of social media and what people think and what they say. But somebody said over the weekend, they're going to talk about you anyways, so why not give them something good to talk about? And if they're talking about you, it's because you're successful and you're doing something really good. And then the last thing is that you need to really commit to 2 years in this business. You need to commit to 2 years. And you can't just come into this business and say, you know what, Christina, 6 months I've been in this business and I haven't signed a distributor. My business isn't going where I want it to go. Like, that's just not realistic. It takes time for people to watch you and to see that you're really truly passionate about what you do, and that if you keep doing this, it's going to pay off. You guys, I have signed people in this business after 5 years of them watching me. And it's only because they want to see if it's actually really what I say it's what it is. And so I think the biggest thing is just remember that you have to be willing to treat this business like a job, and that you have to hold yourselves accountable. And you don't need 10 hours a day to work this business. You really only truly need a few hours. And if you can break that up into increments, they even talked about like when you work a full-time job, and this was relatable more for you, but when you work 40 hours a week, how much time do you actually spend doing those tasks for your job? And I think you said probably not 40 hours.
20 hours maybe.
Yeah. And so,
25.
Think of this business that you don't need to work at 40 hours a week, you guys. You really don't. You can work this time or this business with so little time, but it's what you do during that time that is going to make you successful. And I saw people on there on stage that are making 7 figures, and they're doing these simple tasks, and they're at home with their babies of 4 doing this business. And so, just remember that what you do when nobody else is watching is what's going to make you successful. And it's using your time more effectively and more wisely. And if you're kind of lost and you don't even know what to do during that time, then that's when you reach out to us and we can help you say, okay, this is some things that I would do. And that's what we're here for. It doesn't matter if you're in my downline or not. I'm here to help you. We want you to succeed. It's a one team, one mission, and we want you to be successful in this business. So that's one of my takeaways. There's a lot, but that's one of my main takeaways.
There's something that you said that I wanted to kind of go on a little bit, and it's that you said, they're not buying from you yet because they're waiting to see if I really believe it, or it's really working or whatever. You said something like that, and we heard from that girl that was the major social media girl, and her one of her last quotes or whatever kind of a note she said is, they're not buying what you're offering, they're not buying what you're doing, they're buying do you believe it? They're buying why you're doing it. Why are you doing this?
Yeah.
And that's why our stories are so powerful. Why do we join this business? And if they can believe that you joined because the products work or the products are working for you, if they can believe that you're doing this because you want to create a cushion in your bank account or a cushion for Christmas or whatever, if they can believe that and you're not just saying it to sell them something, once they believe it, they're going to contact you. And so that's what they're waiting on with Christina when she mentioned that, is they're waiting to see, does she really believe this? Is she really using the product? Is she going to stick around? Once they believe that you believe, they're going to contact you. So that was pretty powerful. I thought that she mentioned that.
Yeah, they said don't belittle your story.
Yeah.
Your story, your most
So
powerful tool.
And it's scary to go live. You don't have to go live. You can write up, 3-4 sentences about why you want, you can get a hold of your upline to help you write your story.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Here's where I'm at right now. I joined this thing because of this. Let your upline kind of put together your story for you, put together a few sentences, and you can post your story. But your story is very powerful.
Yeah. And let's hop in here and say this just because it kind of goes along with what you're saying.
Sorry, Brad.
But they said, they talked a lot about the power of 15 minutes and to really see the power of that 15 minutes. So they kind of broke it down and they said, so many times in our day, we're busy, we're going from here to there. And just like Christina said, the kids are in the bathtub, I have 10 minutes, what can I do? Or, think about how much time you watch TV during the day. That is time that you could be used building your business, building your fortune, building your future. And so they said the power of 15 minutes. And so I just broke this down because I want to see what it looked like. So if for 4 hours a day, maybe pick 2 hours in the morning and then 2 hours in the evening, set a timer for yourself, an alarm on your phone, and commit to those 15 minutes. You are all out going to work. Income producing activity, not scrolling on Facebook, not, any of that stuff, getting caught up in videos or anything like that. You're going to work. If you did that every single day, that would be 1 hour that you invested into your business every single day. And at the end of a week, that would be 7 hours a week that you put into your business. That's huge, you guys. That would be so major for your business. You would not even believe how much your business would explode if you did that and you are intentional about that.
So what are those income producing activities and what are those, business building activities? That's you getting a hold of your upline and saying, hey, I've got, 15 minutes. I'm going to do this tomorrow.
What should I do?
What should I do?
Yeah.
It's not posting and praying, which we heard this past weekend. It's not posting and praying. It's not commenting and liking, a business building activity, income producing activity is actually talking to somebody about the product.
Yep. And we're going to go into this so much more in the coming weeks, but it's so much good stuff. But, again, and then if you step it up a notch and you decide 8 hours a day. So for 8 hours a day, you're going to, the top of the hour, 15 minutes for 8 hours a day, you're going to set an alarm and you're just going to bust butt for 15 minutes. Everybody has 15 minutes. That would give you 14 hours a week. That would give you 2 hours a day, 14 hours a week. It would be unbelievable the changes that you would see in your business if you committed to this and you stuck to this. So, think about that. One of the guys up on stage, he said that, he got to the point where he really broke it down and somebody asked him, well, how much time do you spend every single day watching TV? And he said, well, I really don't spend that much time. But then he was thinking, you know, I get up in the morning, I turn on the news, and then, you know, I'll watch a little TV before I go to bed. You know, he started breaking it down. And then he realized it when he actually was intentional and wrote it down and figured out how much time a day he was watching TV. It was about 4 hours. And that was 4 hours a day that he was missing out on building his business. So he said he actually took his TV out. Did he say he didn't have a TV for like 8 years or something like that? Because
he put it in his closet for 8 years and then decided, well, I don't really need this anymore. So he brought
sold it, donated it or something. Yeah. So I mean, so do what you got to do. Or, you know, I mean, some guys spend 15 minutes a day in the bathroom. So, you know, I mean, maybe girls do too. I don't know. I don't think I've ever spent that much time, but maybe to get away from the kids.
Things got a little different once I turned 30.
But, you know, it might be that you're in the bathroom for 15 minutes. So do some work while you're sitting on the pot. TMI.
Well, and I think that's important because I can tell you guys from experience, like I've been doing this probably 2 months now? Like 2 months or so of just setting a timer. Like you can ask my team, they'll come over. Rachel's over all the time and she sees me, like they laugh at me. I'm like, wait, we can't talk during this time. Like it's work time. Like, and we do it. And even if it's 7 minutes and that's it. And you don't scroll, you don't open up Facebook, you just get to work. And again, like Josh said, if you don't know what to do during that time, we can help you. Like it makes a difference. Like I have signed so many customers because I've been productive during that 15 minutes. And that's crazy. 14 hours a day or a week by working 15 minutes for 8 hours. Like that's crazy. Like that's crazy. So if people want to go get a part-time job, think about that because it's 15 minutes for each 8 hours, right? You said?
Yes.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
It's crazy. It's what it adds up to and compounds to. It's just crazy.
And then I want to tell you this. These people on stage were there wasn't a person up there that was making less than $2 million a year, I believe. And they're working for 15-minute increments.
Yeah.
And like Christina said, about 8 hours a day. And they're making that much money.
But they're consistent.
And this is where the Jim Rohn quote comes in, that he was working full-time on his job and part-time on his fortune. And that's what we're trying to get across here. When Christina says, you know, you're thinking about getting an extra job, you're thinking about finding something else to make a little extra money. I'm telling you what, you stay consistent and do producing activities, staying in touch with your upline, your leader or whatever. Big things could happen here.
And just real quick, in the chat, Braylon said that she spends a lot of time, she's messaging people who see her post and asking, and she still says she still can't get customers under her. She's consistent. Braylon, what I would really encourage you to do is reach up to your upline and tell them specifically what you're doing, because it could just be that your messaging is maybe coming out a little spammy, or maybe it's just that a couple of your words need to be tweaked just a little bit. So specifically, I would go up to your uplines and say, hey, can you dive in with me? Can you look at this and help me to figure out what I'm doing wrong here? So that would be my recommendation there. All right, what else do you guys have?
Are you done?
Yeah, I'm done.
I just have 3 things that kind of really stuck out to me. The first was creating your identity, creating your brand. And we talked about this on the way home, and just when you don't have one, you can fall into what others think about you. You can fall into what they believe about you, and then you start believing that. So really, I think it was a good exercise for us just to talk about what we want our brand to be. When people see us, or when people think of it works, what do they want? What do we want them to think about? And they kind of gave a few examples. One was like, do you want to be adventurous? Do you want people to see you going on adventures? We talked about, do we want people to see us giving back? Do we want people to see us giving more and doing more for others? Do you want to be fun? Do you want to be known for your family? Do you want to be, what do you want to be known for? And kind of make your social media about that. So if that's what you want to do, if you want to be adventurous, do something once a week, do something once every month that's adventurous, so that people see that and people really want, people want to follow that excitement. They want to follow that brand that you create, and then stay true to that.
That's a big part of the belief, them believing you, is this the real you? Are you trying to be somebody else? And I want to share something on that quick. Sorry, Brad. I wrote this down, so let's get it out of the way. Somebody had mentioned, your ultimate advantage is you are different than them. Your ultimate advantage is you are the only you. So be unique, be different, be the real you, and show that, and people are going to grow to like that specific you, whoever that is,
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I think along with that too. So yeah, like Josh said, be yourself. Know who you are. Stay true to that. But then when you're staying in contact with people, really be in contact with them in a meaningful way. I think one of the guys said he was looking for what was it, a security company or something, and he had 20 people give him a business card, but no one ever stayed in touch with him. So when he came across to get a security system, he just called some random number. So if you stay in contact with somebody, there might be somebody now that maybe doesn't want our product or doesn't want to, isn't really interested in anything, but you don't know if 2 years down the road they're falling into a trap or they want something different, want to change, want a business opportunity, whatever it is. So just stay in contact with people, but do it in a meaningful way, So I took that out of it, and that's kind of part of creating your brand too, creating your identity. And like Josh said, stay true to that. And then along with that, we also want to duplicate who we are. So we duplicate what type of people you want to attract. And then one thing that I wrote down is don't think of duplication in terms of addition. There's too many times where we lose a distributor and then we just add one back. If we think of duplication, we want to duplicate someone that we are. That's going to create multiplication on our team. And instead of adding 2, it's going to be adding 4 because they're going to add 2 more. Mm-hmm. And before you know it, you're going to get that ball rolling, and that's going to create huge multiplication on your team. So really focus on the type of people you want to do, who you want to duplicate, the type of people you want on your team. And we've all heard this before. We all want runners. So be that runner on your team and then duplicate that runner. What else did I have? And then kind of the last one, we talked about, they said it a couple times about doing a push, and I just thought it was a good idea. Trying to go on a push, and it was signed 20 DTs in 30 days. And it seems like a lot of goal, but if we don't think big, we're not going to do big things. We're just going to be stuck at where we're at, and you get frustrated in your business. So I think really just go on a push. And the biggest thing I took out of that was they talked about, we want, or like our distributors, when we think about them, do we want one trickling in here and there? And while that's great, I think it's important to have mass enrollments at one time, because then you can train multiple people all at the same time, and it creates a group. They talked about like the class of 2017, the class of 2018. So I think if every single one of us goes on a push and we get a bunch of distributors in the next 30, 60, whatever days, they can all kind of be on that journey together. They have people to lean on, and then we can train people in the exact same way so that they all are getting the exact same information at the exact same time. So that's kind of just one thing that I took, and it was just really interesting to me to think of it in terms of that way instead of maybe just continually trying to add people. I think that's great too, but just like I said, if we add mass people at one time, it just makes it so much smoother, I think.
Yeah, I thought that was really great. One thing I want to add with that real quick is that don't wait and say, like I said, don't wait for the next week or the next month, because you guys, we're coming up on Thanksgiving on Thursday. And then, it's the biggest shopping day of the year. And then you're leading up to Christmas. And then it's New Year's. And then it's Valentine's Day. Like all of these things that are happening, don't wait for that to happen. Because if you help people now, and if you kind of take yourself out of the equation now, and you say, how many people can I help not have to put Christmas on credit cards? Or even if there are people out there that are doing it, let me help them pay them off. Like, just think of it about them. And I think that's the biggest takeaway for this whole entire industry, is that when you change this business about not being about you and about other people, that's when you're going to have success. And I get that in the beginning, a lot of us start because we want that extra money. But we were kind of talking about this in the hot tub about, think about where we've both been in highs and lows, in our business, and just where we're at and how grateful we're at in this business, and that no matter what happens, like, we are in this forever, and we're so grateful that we are able to help others. It's not even about us anymore and our families, it's about other families. And I think just us having that conversation was just huge for us, because we realized that there's so much more out there. And when you think your business is going great, think about how much you can help other people with that greatness. When your business isn't going great, think about how many other people in their life that their life's not great, that they need this. They need you in their life to help them. And that will in return create excitement for you and your business. So I just think, the whole thing and everything that we are all talking about is just the industry itself is so life-changing, and it's really you that has control over where you take this business and how you do it and what you do with it. And so, we have so much awesome information, but we'll let you guys share some tips.
Well, and that's something that I kind of have on my notes that kind of ties in with where you're at, because I think, and I think we talked about this, Christina, that, both of us, we've been really blessed to have a lot of success in this business, and it's been really exciting. But sometimes you can almost get to a point where it can be a roadblock for you. You feel like, do I even deserve this success? Have I done enough to earn the money that's coming in? And one thing that they said is that your success and your income is the scorecard to how many lives you've changed. And I loved that, because I know for me, I've definitely gotten to a point where I'm like, gosh, how could I even ask for anything more? This business has blessed me beyond my wildest dreams. And I know even for some people on this Zoom, maybe you're not money driven. And that's fine. There's a lot of people out there that aren't. But when I looked at it like that, like, wow, your success, your income is the scorecard for how many lives you've changed, that really puts a different perspective on it. That really makes me fired up. That makes me want to go to the top, because that means that we've changed a lot of lives as a team. And that got me really excited.
On that note right there, like, the success or the guilt of success, or I'm not money driven. Pitbull was, he was at the bar. He goes, I like to, like to party, like to drink, or whatever. But he's sitting there and he was kind of talking with this guy, and he was talking about, like the money can't buy you happiness or whatever. And the guy says, well, the money can't buy you happiness. What? And he's like, well, yes, it can. You give it away. And Tony Robbins always goes into, like, the secret of living is giving. You want to see yourself filled up and full of love and, like, the heartwarming feeling, you give that money away. So these people that experience, like, major success, I mean, there's rich people out there that are pissed off, irritated, frustrated, and not happy people. They just haven't found that's the ultimate, what is that? Ultimate failure. That's ultimate failure is success without fulfillment. And so wealthy people, for fulfillment, getting fumbled up on words. But anyway, their fulfillment is giving it away. All
right, so I'm just going to kind of quick go down the list of just some key points that I want to touch on real fast, because I know that we're running out of time here. But we talked a lot about this is the greatest industry in the world, in my opinion, for an entrepreneur. Because you can get involved in a network marketing company at such a low risk. Brad said that earlier that the average to get into a traditional business is $65,000, and it's going to take you a long time to make that money back, and it's going to be a really high risk for you. And so the opportunity that we have with network marketing is so huge, because people can get involved in this industry for such a low cost. And one thing that they said, the downfall of that is easy in, easy out. A lot of times, people join, and you think about it, just in our business, for example, people join for $99 and they get $100 worth of products. So for some of them, if it doesn't work out, or they're just not that excited or motivated or whatever, I mean, easy in, easy out. There's really not a huge investment that they're losing. But for the people that are hungry and the people that are driven and the people that want more and want an opportunity, this is the greatest industry for them, because they can join for a low risk. It doesn't matter what your background is. Network marketing doesn't discriminate. There were people up there that were teen moms. There were people up there that were homeless at one point. There were people up there that were addicts. There were people up there, just from all different walks of life. And that's one thing that I think is so beautiful about this industry, that literally anybody can come in the door that is hungry and is willing to learn, and they can completely change their lives and be massively successful. And so it's just a really cool industry in that sense. You don't have to go into a ton of debt and go to college and all that kind of stuff. Like, all this stuff's great, but you don't have to do that to be a success in this industry. And I love that. And, it was touched on time and time again that, you need to realize that this is a real business. And for some of you, I would like to think the majority of you that are on this Zoom want success for yourself, and you're hungry for it, because otherwise I don't feel like you'd be taking the time out of your night tonight to be on this Zoom with us. So I feel like this is a safe place that I can talk to you guys about this. But I'll tell you, if you came into this business and you think, can I be successful by just being lazy, or can I be successful by just wishing it to happen? I'm going to tell you right now, you won't be successful in this business. This is a real business that you have to work at if you want success. And it's fun work that we get to do. It's work that fills you up. It is so worth it. But you do have to work this business. If you just came into this business and you're thinking, you're just wishing for that unicorn distributor to sign up underneath you, or all these customers, post and pray. Josh said, put a post out there and just pray that something shows up in your inbox. If that's all you're doing, then you might as well have just bought a lottery ticket, because that's all that this business is going to be for you, is a lottery ticket. And so, like I said, I feel like I can be honest with you guys and with this group, because you are on here taking the time to invest in yourself, but we're very serious about where we're going in the rest of this year and into 2018, and we're excited about it, and we want to help you set a game plan. So that's something that we're going to be talking more about in the next coming days. But really think about it, about what you're doing with your business, if you are just treating it like a lottery ticket. Because if you are, it's just something to think about. And if you're just in this business because you just want to get some of your product paid for, then that's totally fine. That's all good and well, and you can definitely do that. I'm talking more specifically to the people that are wanting to run and change their lives and grow in a massively successful business. They talked a lot about networking. We were in a networking marketing company, branding. I'm not going to go into that because Brad touched a lot on that. One thing I did write on here, and we kind of touched on it, but think about who that ideal distributor is, and Brad kind of touched on that too, but really think about who is that person that you want on your team. And I would recommend that you take a notebook and you write it down. What kind of qualities do they have? What do they dress like? What is their personality like? Are they somebody who has kids? Are they somebody who's in college? What is that idea prospect that you have in your head? And every single time that you're posting on social media, I want you to post to that person. I literally want you to write it down. I want you to see them, see what they look like, see what they're doing, and post to that person. If you make it that simple, you're going to start attracting that idea distributor into your life. So every single time you post, whatever you do, you need to think about, would this imaginary person, this prospect, would this person like what I'm posting? Would they be attracted to it? And that's really going to help you with your social media and your branding. They did talk a lot about social media because obviously we live in a social world. It's such an easy way to network, but one thing I did love that they said is for people who don't like social media, they like traditional networking. Social media is traditional networking, it's just online. And so they said, don't overcomplicate this. And I really thought that was a
quick note on that.
Cool.
Tony Robbins was there, and he knew what the event was all about or whatever, and he knows the majority of our businesses are on social media. He said the problem is we're supposed to be working social media, and a lot of times social media is working us. He's like, think of how much time social media takes out of your day. What are you doing to work social media, or how much is it working you? That's pretty powerful.
Yep. So in the coming weeks, we're going to be talking a lot about Facebook Live. We've got a lot of tips on Facebook Live. We're going to be talking a lot about your posts. Something that they said is stop adding your salesy thing. The moment you say, at the end of your post, message me, or here's the link to my website, or whatever, that you lose people. So they talked a lot about leaving mystery in your posts. And, right now it's kind of hard because we have our Black Friday specials going on. So it's a little harder, and I totally get that. But doing posts like this, so instead of you posting about, oh, I love the facials and blah, 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 just simply posting on your Facebook, I found the fountain of youth. And that's it. Because people are going to be like, what is she talking about? What is it? Or, instead be like, oh my gosh, down another pant size. Don't post about what you're using. Don't post what you're excited about, because curiosity kills people. They're going to want to know what you're using, and it's going to give you a great opportunity for somebody to be like, what do you mean you found the fountain of youth? Girl, I'll message you.
That's one thing that we were really clear on when we came out of there, is we don't need a big wordy, witty post. You don't have to have the clever words or any of that. Just be excited. And so, another idea would be, our facials look ridiculous. So say, he, isn't this funny? And you're going to get a comment or a question or something, right? But yeah, you don't have to have a big wordy post.
Yep. Facebook and social media really is not just about adding people. You have to connect. And so that's something, if you say, oh, I'm networking every day, I'm adding 20 people every day. Well, what did you do to connect with those 20 people? Did you message them? Did you comment on any of their posts? Did you make a point to build a friendship with those people? And I'm guilty of this. So many times in a day, I'm just going through friend, you know, I'm finding my 20 people. That's my personal goal every single day on Facebook. It's more on Instagram. And then I'm not making a point. And that was a big wake-up call to me that, okay, I need to slow down. These people that accept my friend request, I need to make a point to go in, check out what they have going on, maybe just inbox them, hey, thanks for the ad. Always great to connect with new people, whatever it may be, but make a point to connect with them, because that's when the building of the relationship starts. And that's when you're going to start to see success.
We have a bunch of phenomenal information here.
So
we
much
want to get it
stuff.
to you guys, and we can keep you all freaking
All night.
We're pumped up. But I believe what's going to be happening is we're probably going to be doing a lot of live videos in the group this next week, next months. How about from here on out, we'll be doing live videos coming at you guys with some phenomenal stuff. I'm going to rattle off a few things, and then I'll have you close it up.
Okay.
But we'll get you some more info here, and then we got to get this Black Friday sale, or whatever the heck day it is. What is it? Black Monday sale rolling again. But yeah, so believing bigger costs you nothing, but there is so much to gain. I thought that was so powerful. A lot of us just are kind of coasting, you know, like we don't believe nothing. We believe that tomorrow will happen, and we're going to do whatever it takes to get through it. But what about believing that tomorrow you can do something amazing, you know? So just believing bigger costs you nothing, but there's so much to gain. You don't get your goals, you get your musts. That's a major Tony Robbins quote. He mentions that in a handful of different ways. But, you know, some people should all over themselves, he says. You know, I should do this. I should do that. I really want that. You know, but what about this? What if it was a must? What if it was, damn it, I'm done with this. I'm going to freaking do it. Like, I'm done with the shoulds. I'm done with the musts. Or, I mean, the wants or the, you know, the needs. I really want that or whatever. So he says, yeah, you don't get your goals. You get your musts. Your ultimate advantage is, okay, we already said that one. Life is 10% what happens to you, 90% how you respond to it. You were handed a amazing business opportunity for $99. That was handed to you. That's the 10%. Now you get to do the 90% and react to it, right? So just think of the different opportunities that show up in our lives each day, but it's 90% how we react to it. The people that we cross paths with, it's 90% how we react to them. So just kind of be aware of that, I guess. That was really, really phenomenal. I forget which one of the speakers said that. He was like one of the biggest, anyway, I'll find out his name and get you guys, yeah. So here, I'll leave you guys with this, and then I'll let Crystal kind of take over. One thing that was really powerful, I want to say this quick, is not trying is just protecting your ego. You know, a lot of us say, we're like, you know, I don't want to do that, or, you know, geez, we kind of count ourselves out before even trying, but all we're doing is like we're protecting ourselves from the failure. We're protecting our ego. I thought that was really powerful. So here's what I want to say. 10 years from now will surely arrive. Like, no matter what 10 years from now is going to arrive, where are you going to be? And so I got a few questions here, and if you guys got a sheet of paper, you can write them down or come up with your own questions later. But like, yeah, where's your family? You know, where are you at? What are you driving? What does life look like? You know, how do you feel? So a list of questions there. 10 years from now surely will happen. Where are you going to be? And then just with that, if you also have that sheet of paper out, all of these successful people, I told you that they had over and over and over again these words that they used. And Brad, Christina, Crystal, if you guys want to help out, here's those words. I have belief, clarity, focus, prolific, energy, obsession, repetition, and a role model. They looked up to somebody. So those were the words that I really, really picked from every single one of them. If you guys have anything you want to add on that, but I believe that in those questions I just gave you, if you take some of those words and put them words into those questions, you know, what does 10 years from now look like? You're going to have a pretty damn good idea with those words. And that's why these successful people are there. They are where they wanted to be because of those words and because they asked those questions to themselves. So that's what I got, but I'll let Crystal wrap it up.
So I think, you know, for me, heading into 2018, this is what I got for my 2018 and for the rest of this year. It's time for us to think bigger. The world is not served by us playing small, okay? It's time for us to think bigger about what we want, what we can do through this vehicle that we have been blessed with. What can we do to think bigger, to dream bigger? Because the world is sad right now, and it needs an opportunity like this. It needs people that are ready to just go out there and bring light to the world. So it's time for us to think bigger. It's time for us to be stronger and stop letting the tiniest thing knock us to the ground. If no matter where you're at in your business, and I know there's people on the Zoom all over the map. Some of you are newer. You are on that high. You have never been told no yet. You're so excited. There's other of you, you've been in it a while. You're not where you want to be. Or there's people that have gotten to certain places. They've had the team and it's crumbled a little bit. And you're kind of going, okay, what do I do now? There's all different varieties in this team, but it's time for us to just get up, to stop, worrying about being knocked down, because so many of the successful people up there said that the failures are a gift. And I've always believed that, sometimes to the point where he's like, you need to get out of La La Land. And I'm like, no. But the failures are a gift. That's where you learn the lessons. That's where you become stronger. And so no matter where you're at in the business, stop planning to plan your comeback. Just start doing it. It's time to go.
I want to go into La La Land for a second. Obstacles are an opportunity for a solution. We got told that, and I was like, yeah, that's good stuff.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. And so somebody said too, your setback is your set up for your ultimate comeback. And I love it. Okay.
You're being so fired up.
And the last thing is, it's time for us to move faster. Success loves speed. Stop getting ready to get ready. So we're going into 2018. It's time for us to not wait. It's time for us to just get a vision of what we want to do. Everyone who was successful up there said that they had a crystal clear vision of where they are going, and that's what we want. And so we need to have a crystal clear vision of where we're going. We need to set a game plan, and we just need to go. And
does anybody else feel like the Grinch in their heart is like?
I'm so excited, you guys. Like, I fell so in love with this industry and this business, and I want you guys to come to the top with us. So we're going to be doing a lot in the next coming weeks of game planning with you guys. So for, again, this is not for people that just want a little hobby here and there. For the people that are truly ready to go, the people that really want this, I want you to reach out to me, or I want you to reach out to Christina, because we got the layout on how to set a massive game plan for the next year. And I want to do that with you. So, whether that's getting together, for those of you that are local, let's get some small groups together. Let's set a game plan. If you're not local, you're in a different state, let's get some small group Zooms going on. For the people that are ready to go, we are so excited.
And for the people that are not ready to go and you're just hanging with us, well, damn, thanks for joining, man. Thanks for joining the party. Thanks for using the products. Thanks for being on the team. Thanks for rocking and rolling with us.
Absolutely.
But I'll tell you what, this team is going to freaking tear it up over this next few months here.
Yes.
We are jacked up.
We are so excited. So any last thoughts, Christina, Brad, Josh?
There's two things. Think bigger, move faster, be stronger. Crystal said that, but I want you guys to remember that. Think bigger, move faster, be stronger. Clear all your distractions. You need radical duplication and do more for others. And by doing those things, you're going to have success. And you guys, we are so passionate about this. Like, we are so excited. And I mean, these are Brad's notes. Like, this is him taking notes. Like, he was taking, and we all did. Like, we all took notes, but Brad's way better note taker than I am. And like, it's crazy.
I do have one more thing.
They really talk too about, if you run into a road bump or run into something negative, turn that around into a positive and just get through it and get over it and move on.
I feel some live videos coming up here. You guys are going to be, your world is going to be rocked over the next few days. Guarantee it. But I will do one more thing. I'm telling you, this conference thing Crystal was talking about, if you want some of this energy that we got rolling right now, it's because of the belief in the company that we're with. We're freaking jacked up to be a part of this company, a part of this industry, to be able to rep these products. And I'm telling you, your belief is going to be through the roof. And your business will no doubt explode if you go to conference. So here's what I'll do. I'll tell you this. Leave a message with your upline, with Christina, with Crystal, or I, and let us know why you are going or why you are not going. Tell us your excuse. If you have an excuse, if you just flat out can't go, tell us why, and maybe we'll have a solution for you. If you're looking for somebody to room with, message us. We'll find you somebody to room with. We'll find you somebody to room up with. If you're looking for a way to get there, we're going to find you a way to get there. But I'm telling you what, this event conference is gonna freaking knock your socks off, and it's gonna blow your business up. So we're pumped up. I'll end it with that. Anything you got?
Like I said, I want you guys to write that out. Okay. I want that to be the motto for 2018.
Knock your socks off?
No.
Oh.
The world is not served by you playing small.
Yeah.
Let's
Yes.
go.
Let's go.
All right. All right. I love
Yes.
you guys. Let's finish up this Black Friday sale because I know it's going to end at midnight, and then we're going to have a whole nother something coming tomorrow. I guarantee it. So
Black Monday rolls
get
into Black
ready.
Tuesday, right?
It's going to be awesome.
Mhm.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. I love you guys, and we'll see you guys on the team page. Thank you so much, Brad and Christina. You guys are awesome.
Thanks, guys.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Woo!
Woo!
Good night, everybody.
Bye.